Hello everyone. Today's topic of discussion is collapse of Credit Suisse. In mid-March 2023, the second largest bank in Switzerland collapsed and was bought by UBS for $3.3 billion. Credit Suisse is a multinational financial services company based in Switzerland with operations in over 50 countries. The company is known for its expertise in private banking and is a trusted advisor to high net worth individuals and families. The collapse of Credit Suisse is a significant event for the global financial system. Now, let us discuss what are the causes behind the collapse of Credit Suisse. Over the past 2 decades, Credit Suisse has been weakened by a number of scandals. The scandals at Credit Suisse are truly international in scope, involving everything from money laundering for Bulgarian drug traffickers and Japanese gangs to bribery payments in Mozambique, then tax evasion in the US, then employee surveillance in Switzerland, then secret dealing with African dictators and jobs for business deals with Chinese officials in Hong Kong. Credit Suisse and its employees have been investigated, fined, made to pay settlements, and even imprisoned for various money laundering, corruption, corporate espionage scandals, and tax evasion. The bank also made a series of risky investment and business practices that did not pay returns back to the bank. Now in 2021, what happened is that Credit Suisse faced significant losses due to the collapse of Archegos and Greensill, which it had provided financing to. The bank's risk management practices were criticized, and it was revealed that Credit Suisse had ignored warning signs and allowed Archegos to take on too much risk. As a result of the various scandals and failures, Credit Suisse faced significant legal and reimbursement costs, which further weakened its financial position. The bank was forced to raise capital and cut dividend to address its issues. Suisse experienced a turnover in leadership, with Antonio Horta Osorio being brought in to address the bank's culture but ultimately resigning in early 2022 after breaching COVID-19 rules twice. The bank has struggled to find stable leadership, which has further compounded its problem. Now let us know how did it collapse. The scandals that Credit Suisse has been embroiled in for past 2 decades made the bank appear increasingly risky to investors. On October 2022, a journalist made a tweet claiming that a major investment bank was on the brink. Investors assumed that the bank in question was Credit Suisse, and this led to deposit withdrawals of over $100 billion and a decline in its share price. The bank disclosed that it has discovered material weaknesses in its 2021 and 2022 financial reporting on March 14. This sparked worries that there may be another scandal, severely harming the bank's standing and financial viability. The chair of Saudi National Bank, Credit Suisse's largest shareholder, subsequently ruled out further investment, which only served to exacerbate the situation. The combination of scandals, financial weaknesses, and a loss of investor confidence led to Credit Suisse's failure. The Swiss regulator FINMA was aware of the risk involved in Credit Suisse association with Greensill Capital but didn't act on time. Moreover, the regulator has been criticized for its lack of transparency and accountability, which has undermined public trust in the regulatory system and raised questions about its ability to effectively regulate the banking sector. Now, let us talk about what are the effects of Credit Suisse collapse. Credit Suisse collapse had a significant impact on the Swiss economy. The bank was the second largest bank and one of the Switzerland's largest employers and contributed significantly to the country's GDP. The failure of the bank led to a loss of jobs and a decrease in economic activity. Secondly, Credit Suisse was investing heavily in the tech industry, and its collapse will negatively affect the tech industry, particularly fintech companies that were working with Credit Suisse. The collapse of Credit Suisse will affect the real estate market, and the bank had a significant presence in real estate investment and development. Credit Suisse collapse also had a negative impact on investor confidence. The bank scandal and subsequent collapse led to a loss of trust among investors, not only in Credit Suisse but in the banking industry as a whole. Credit Suisse collapse raised concerns about the stability of the global financial system. The bank was considered a too big to fail institution, and its collapse will have had a ripple effect on the other financial institutions. The collapse of Credit Suisse is not expected to have a significant direct impact on Indian banking sector on economy. However, the failure of Credit Suisse has created ripple effects throughout the global financial system, which can have some indirect effect on India as well. Now, what can be the way forward? The collapse of Credit Suisse has raised questions about the effectiveness of the existing regulatory system and the need for more comprehensive reforms to address the root causes of the regulatory failures. These reforms may include the establishment of more robust regulatory framework, stronger penalties for regulatory violation, and greater public scrutiny of the regulatory process. Secondly, the collapse of Credit Suisse also highlights the need for better coordination between regulators and international financial systems. Credit Suisse collapse underscores the need for stronger banking regulation and oversight. The failure of regulators to effectively oversee the bank highlights the need for greater transparency, accountability, and more robust regulatory frameworks. Overall, the collapse of Credit Suisse Bank highlights the dangers of excessive risk taking and poor management in the banking industry. It underscores the need for stronger regulatory frameworks and effective oversight of financial institutions in India. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. Comment below what are your opinion on this topic, and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more hot topics like this.